So you've come across Wicca, you feel connected to it, you feel like it's part of your path, you really resonate with it, and you want to practice it. You want to feel that connection to nature, you want to feel that connection to yourself, you want to feel that connection to spirit. You're really wanting to feel that connection and get right into your spiritual practice. And so you start, and then you stop. And then maybe you start up again, and then you stop. And you find yourself sort of like a stop, go, stop. And before you know it, years have passed and you haven't really gotten that far with it. What happens when that happens, and what causes that to happen? Because it happens to a lot of people. That's what I want to talk about in this video. But before I do, hi, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. And if you're new to the channel and you want to become Wiccan, or you want to know more about Wicca, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. There are three things that are major things that stop people in their tracks, and probably stopping you from proceeding with your practice. And one of the first ones is, particularly for those of you who have started the practice, maybe you're doing a lot of reading, maybe you've joined some groups, maybe you're on Facebook and you're in some Facebook groups, and you see other people talking about their experiences and what they do and the experiences that they have. Like, they may have all these amazing visions and trance states, and some people are really psychic and they're able to tell people something about a situation simply by reading a Facebook post about it. And you're sitting there and you're wondering, well, why am I not feeling any of this? Why don't I have these amazing visions? Why am I not, this psychic? Why am I not like these people? And what you find is that you've fallen into what's called comparisonitis. You're comparing yourself to other people, rather than going, well, okay, I might not be experiencing these grand visions, I might not be able to tell somebody what's going on with their life or their future by reading a Facebook post, I may not be able to meditate without my mind going off from like a monkey from tree to tree. I might be really crap at doing what I'm hearing all of these other people do really, really well. So does that mean I should give up? Does that mean that I'm not good at this? Does that mean that I'm really crappy at witchcraft and that maybe I need to go find some easier religion or something? No, it doesn't. All it means is that you haven't found your thing yet. You haven't found you yet. You haven't found what your connection is and what your skills and your abilities are. Don't compare yourself with other people, because you're not the same as anybody else. Everyone is unique. Everybody is different. And while we share common things, some people are really, really good at divination. Some people are really, really great at psychic stuff. Like, they really can tell your energy from looking at a picture of you. Other people are lousy at it. Some people are great at visions and communicating with spirits and deities. It's like, they can pour a glass of wine and sit there and have a discussion with a deity like you would a friend, and it's all really easy for them. And yet you might try to do something like that and all you feel is, crickets. And you just think, well, what am I doing? I don't feel anything. I don't hear anything. I'm certainly not seeing a goddess in front of me. What's going on? It's really about learning about yourself and understanding how you receive information, what you're good at. You might be really good at magic, for example. You might be great at being able to manifest stuff. You might be so good that you don't even have to do spells most of the time. You just think about something that you need or something that you want, and it happens out of the blue, and you don't lift a finger. You don't buy a herb. You haven't even looked at a crystal. You can be really good at that. You might be more oriented towards being able to do more inner work and more self-reflection. You might be good at contemplation. You might be great at being able to work with other people in a way of being able to listen to people, and you may be intuitive in helping people with solutions. Not that you're seeing grand visions, but maybe you're claircognizant, for example. You might get information coming in through your thoughts. And because that's not a skill that people talk about a lot, because mostly you'll hear about clairvoyance or clairaudience or even clairsentience. You may be claircognizant and you get packets of thought coming in and you're not used to understanding how that works for you. And so you think nothing's happening when it actually is happening. So the craft is about learning about yourself and discovering what you're good at, what you're not good at, simply by learning about yourself, not comparing yourself to other people. Certainly learn from other people and maybe find out what practices they do and what techniques they might use and try them out for yourself, of course. But don't be discouraged if you're not having grand visions, if you're not able to tell somebody what's going to happen to them the next day from looking at a photograph of them. It just may not be your thing, and that's okay. So number one, comparisonitis is one of the things that makes people give up every time, and it's really just a case of lack of self-confidence and self-doubt, and it's something to realize that you might be doing, and I know because I've struggled with this myself. Realize that it's a pitfall, and that's okay. You can move on from it. The second one is habits. When you start learning anything new, when you're starting to develop skills, when you need to do things that require you to practice pretty much every day, you've got to build a habit around it. You've got to get it into your subconscious mind that this is part of your daily routine. So that means you've got to create some discomfort in your life for about 60 days before it starts becoming a habit and it starts becoming comfortable. So that means you may have to get up earlier. It may mean that you need to allocate more time for yourself to do your practices. And this could be something that may interfere with the people you live with. It may be something that could be really difficult for you because of the way you've got your life set up at the moment. But like with exercise and diet, as they say, it's a lifestyle choice. It's something you've got to change your lifestyle if you're wanting to exercise and be more healthy. It's the same thing for a spiritual practice. You've actually got to incorporate it into your lifestyle. So it's a lifestyle change. And realize that it's a habit that you've got to teach yourself to get into the pattern of doing. So if you do struggle with doing a daily practice, if you do struggle with meditation, don't give up too soon. Know that even when you've been practicing for years, there's going to be those days when you just think, oh, I don't really feel like it today. And that's not just with spiritual practice, that's with anything, whether it's playing an instrument, whether it's dancing, whether it's sport, anything that you're really wanting to build skills in and really get really anything out of requires it to become a habit and to be part of your daily life and not just something that you do every so often when you feel like it. So there's a little bit of sacrifice and a little bit of self-discipline that goes into a spiritual practice, and that's another pitfall that people fall into. There's the belief that, oh, I couldn't do it, I got out of doing it, and so I don't go back to doing it. You're beating yourself up perhaps about starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping. Don't. If you've been in the habit of starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping, that's okay. That's what you've done. Now's a new day. It's a new time. You know better now. You know that you can keep your practice going, that it is going to be something that you may struggle with at the beginning. It's not going to be easy. But if you're really passionate about your practice, if you really want to really explore what the truth of life is, what we're all doing here, what you're doing here, and really get into that connection with what's going on energetically in the world at any given time, then your practice is really, really important to you. And if you do miss a day or two, don't give up and miss another couple of months or even a couple of years because you feel bad about missing a couple of days. Just get back into practice again. The third one is not knowing what to do, what to practice, how to build the skills, what you need to know, how to progress on the path. There's so much information out there, and of course when you're surfing the web, you're just getting bits and pieces of information coming from all different directions. And even with books, you're getting a lot of books that are coming from different places and different directions, and they'll give you different exercises to do, and they'll give you different structures, and it can get really confusing. And I know myself with books, I might set out with really good intentions of maybe following the book through and doing the exercises. But because for me, being a kinesthetic learner, I don't learn so much from reading something. I'm more of a doer. I've got to do it in order to learn it. And I find I learn better with video when I've got somebody there doing it and I can do it with them. It's much more motivating for me, and it helps. It's part of my learning style. So if you're struggling to know what to do, and even though you may have all the books and everything, understand that a book form of information only caters to certain learning styles. It doesn't cater to all of the learning styles. So for some people, books are great, and for other people, I really struggle with getting motivated from a book, or actually doing the exercises in a book, or really knowing how to do the exercises in the book, because it just doesn't fit in with your learning style. So that's a really big block for a lot of people, and it's the reason a lot of people give up. It's the reason that people tell me that they give up. One of the major reasons they give up, and one of the reasons why I started Mystery Witch School in the first place was to be able to bring a solution to that problem, so that you can enter into a course that caters for the 3 different learning styles. So whether you're visual, whether you're kinesthetic, or whether you're auditory, it's catered for. So that way everybody gets the opportunity to learn in the style that you learn in, and of course to practice what it is that you're learning. So you're not reading anything and just absorbing information like a little sponge. You're actually got to do the work. So each month there's stuff to do, and it builds on the month before, and things are added to that, like if you've got scaffolding, if you're building a building, it's built layer upon layer upon layer. And that's how we learn. And that's how we develop our skills in the craft, is by practicing and building by doing. So it's not about information. It's about, I got this packet of information, now I'm going to sit there, and for the next month I'm going to do these things. And you develop a habit of doing these things, and that helps you actually grow. Plus, another important part of learning that goes along with this is learning from other people, learning from other people's experiences, and talking to other people. It's one of the main ways that we learn, is through communicating with each other. So that's why in the Mystery Witch School 101 course, we have fortnightly discussion and Q&A sessions. So we get together, and anybody who's got any questions, ask questions, and then we'll get onto a topic and we might discuss the topic. And of course, we also now gather once a month for full moon ritual as well. So we're doing rituals together at the same time. And this just helps the learning process. And it helps keep people in that place of practicing. So, and if any other stuff comes up, like the comparisonitis stuff, or you've got anything going on with habits, you've got somebody to talk to, you've got people to ask, you've got people that can go, yeah, I had that happens to me, and this is how I deal with it. That's how we learn from each other. It's from talking to other people and helping each other out. So they're the 3 main things that may be stopping you from really getting somewhere in your practice, and why you stop, start. And if you can resonate with any of these 3, and there are more as well, but I'm just going to do 3 for now. If you resonate with any of them, don't beat yourself up about it. Just know that there are solutions to all 3 of these problems, and that it's not a big deal. You can always go back into your practice, stop comparing yourself, and if you're really ready to commit to the path, you can always jump into the Mystery Witch School 101 course and join us there and actually learn in a structured way in a community of like-minded people. I'll put the link to that in the description field below this video for you. So if you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe, and pop in the comments field any content that you would like me to create here on YouTube. Blessed be.